Yay! Okay, I will admit, because I just realized this, other teams are going to have their full name, but like South Carolina Gamecocks, like that doesn't fit. Okay, so I had to kind of make do. So we are South Carolina today. Okay,
That's
so
fine with me. Everybody know what the real USC. You could have just put USC as well, you know.
oh my gosh, you know what? When you messaged me back, I was like, oh gosh, okay, I'm gonna have here it comes. I'm gonna have this whole thing. So
Yeah.
welcome everyone back. For those of you that don't know, this is my 25 fan series where I am talking to everybody from my own personal top 25. Everybody I record with will not know where their team is going to be placed. So I'm going to start releasing it on August 1st and then so forth and so on. So your team will be there. Obviously, it's in the top 25 because we're recording. But anyway, so just a little something. And then I am here with my guests who I've never spoken with. Everybody knows by now, anytime I talk to somebody I haven't spoken with, I have to announce it because we don't talk enough as adults. And so, yes. So thank you, Ace, for being here. I appreciate you. I'm excited for this conversation. And then I'll turn it over for you just to introduce yourself and let us know like who you are. And we know what team you represent, but like who you are, a little bit about you, how long you've been a fan, and anything you want to share with us.
Yes, ma'am. Hi, everybody. My name is Ace Smith, co-host of Gym Dropper Sports on YouTube. Feel free to check it out if you need to, if you got time.
Yeah, I'll tag
Look,
all your stuff in the comment in the description. So, well, we got you.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And
Absolutely.
a little bit about myself. Born and raised in Greenville, South Carolina. My father was in the Marine Corps. My mother is hardworking, built from the ground up women, strong women. And I'm just a young and disciplined young man, about to turn 28 at the time of this recording next Monday, July 7th.
Nice.
Yes, I got a
Oh, I'm
wife and
talking to you when you're like 27. How was
yeah.
life
Before
as
I
a
hit,
27-year-old? How was life as a 27-year-old? I have to know.
well, it's kind of, it has its days. Some days, you have a tough time getting up. You feel your back, you feel your bones getting to cracking a little bit. It has its days, but
Okay.
sometimes I'm kind of turning to a coffee connoisseur. My wife is a coffee connoisseur. She go to
Shout
every
out to your
coffee
wife.
spot.
Shout out to your
Yes,
wife.
she
Love
will
it.
go to the nearest Seven Brew. She'll go to Starbucks. You know how John Gruden, how he does his play calling.
Yes.
Flex right. Mike 11, flex right. That's how our coffee orders is. And I
I
have a hard
love
time
it.
remember it. So I got to
Okay.
tell it every 5 seconds. Tell me your order. But
I love
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Sounds like a perfect marriage to me. Sounds perfect.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I
And
love that. So sorry, I interrupted you. Sorry, I interrupted because you said 27. So first of all, happy early birthday. Second of all,
yes.
you can tell me, how did you become a South Carolina fan? Like, I have to know, how did you become a South Carolina fan?
So I became a South Carolina fan. Just crazy story. My aunt Lorraine, she lives down in Lexington, South Carolina, and
Okay.
me being Greenville, South Carolina, anybody can use their maps. It's not that far from Clemson, the school in Pickens County that we do not like. Now you would think that I would end up being that since they only 30 minutes down the road, but it just never, I got an eye of football when I was like 6 years old, 5 years old, and at the time, South Carolina was playing on the TV. When it was at my aunt's
Okay.
house, and I like the garnet and red, I like the garnet and black, and I just fell in love with them since then. I think around that time, Steve Spurrier became head coach, and a year or so later, Sidney Rice. That's the guy. He made me love the Gamecocks, Sidney Rice. So
Nice.
that's
I
how it
love
all started.
Okay. I love that. There's so many. I always like to ask people how they become fans of their teams because the stories are amazing. Like there's always something or a little bit of this, or randomly I walked by a TV and I saw a color and I liked the color and I didn't know and I'm like, I love this. This is so great. Okay, so how has it been as a South Carolina fan? Like how are you feeling right now? I feel like last year you all really ended on a high. And I told you before we started recording, there's a question I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to cheat and ask you now. If you haven't already, make sure that you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel. And don't forget to turn on those notification bells so you don't miss any new videos when they release. And if you feel like it, leave me a comment in the comment section below because we all know by now, I love engaging in the comment section below. How are you all in on LaNorris Sellers for HEISMAN? Should I take stock in that right now? I'm curious
Oh,
what your thoughts are.
100%, 100%. Take your stock in LaNorris Sellers. I think that we gave LaNorris a great benefit of naming Mike Shula, the offensive coordinator for the Gamecocks this year. I feel like Mike Shula also have influence in LaNorris's game last year. Even though Dowell Loggins was the official OC, but I feel like Mike Shula definitely had his hands in, because the reason I say that is I'm also a Carolina Panthers fan on the side. And during that, and Mike Shula was OC for the Carolina Panthers. Doing some great years. Cam Newton's MVP year and Super Bowl year as well. So I feel like what he did for Cam Newton the 2015 year is definitely he can have a strong influence with LaNorris for this year as well. So
LaNorris woman. Listen, I'm terrible with names. Okay. I don't even, sometimes you should hear what I call Arch Manning sometimes. I just can't think of his name. I know his number. It's number 16, but I'm doing my best. Okay. So yeah, I will leave that where it's at. So I appreciate you. And then for those of you that are new here, and this might be the first episode or the only episode you watch, he has questions. So just as this conversation starts, don't think that I'm just making this up and he has no idea what I'm going to say. So just wanted to throw that out there. You'd be surprised how many people are like, she didn't even prepare him. I'm like, yes, I did. Okay. So just say. So the first real thing though is I want to know, how are you feeling about this year? What are your thoughts? Are you what does success look like for you all this year? Because last year I feel like it was pretty successful.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to talk about last year first. So last year, I felt like, you had a question mark. We had a question mark because we had LaNorris. This is his first year as a full-time starter. We coming off Spencer Rattler in the glory days we had with him. It was a question mark. We didn't know. Yeah. I was there at the Old Dominion game where LaNorris had a rough start. We barely scraped by Old Dominion, Sun Belt team, but we rebounded against Kentucky, and I was a friend of my other co-host, Shanti's. We was there at the LSU game last year as well. Controversial, very controversial how that went for us, which evidently just knocked us out of the playoffs. Losing that game there. So I feel like last year it had its fun. It had its fun, and I always say at the Alabama game, I was at the Alabama game. I feel like LaNorris' turn, it happened there. Even though it was a loss, I saw a difference in LaNorris that game. I saw something. And I think in the show we went on a 6-game win, I think a 6-game win streak from there. So yeah, that was the turn for us.
I remember when you guys were playing A&M, because it was before we played them, and I was like, they can't stop them. Just run. Just run.
Correct.
I was literally at home run. Because I just needed anything to take off the load from my team. I mean, obviously we still have to win, but anything where I'm like, yes, I like this. Go. So I'm all in. And even the Alabama game, that was a close one too. I thought they were going to pull it out, and then obviously they didn't, but I was kind of like, okay, this didn't look terrible.
It was but that final play when I think he was trying to hit I think LaNorris was thinking street. I think Neek was thinking post. But the whole time, if LaNorris just went underneath, I think he had a drag. I think he had a check down wide open. Yeah. But barring though, I don't think. I think Beamer probably gave LaNorris to go hey, let's get a touchdown here, because we was not confident with our kicker. Our kicker was horrible. Barrera was horrible.
I know the feeling.
Yeah. So I mean, it was a tough situation, but I mean, I feel like he just went to check down and just had confidence in his kicker. But
I love that. So how are you feeling about this year?
That's where I was getting. Yeah. So this year,
I got you.
Whew. So this year, obviously, we are filling a lot of gaps in our defensive side. We had, if you look at the draft, we had a good bit of guys leave: Nick Ward, TJ Sanders, talking him away, Demetrius Knight, Kyle Kennard. Apologies if I'm missing more people, but definitely heavy on the defensive side this year. So, man, that's just really going to be the toughest part for us. It's just the defense. It's just the defense. Okay. If the defense do good, if they show a pulse, I think it's going to be some growing pains week 1 with Virginia Tech. I expect Virginia Tech to run the ball a lot against us to test us. Our DBs, I think we're good. We're still good there. We still got a good bit of guys there. We got Kilgore. We got Brandon Cease. We got DQ Smith that's still coming back. I think we're good there. It's just the linebackers and the defensive linemen that I'm just more so concerned about. How we can be able to stop the run. Yeah. How can we stop the run? Dylan Stewart is still there, but we're gonna need somebody opposite of Dylan Stewart though. Dylan Stewart can't be a one-man show. But other than that, I'm more so concerned on the defense side. Offense, I'm actually very hyped. A lot of one position group that I don't think everybody's overlooking is the offensive line.
Okay.
Our offensive line group, I think that's just gonna be the best group Shane Beamer had during his tenure at South Carolina. We went very heavy to revamp the wide receiver room as well. We got hopefully a very improved Nick Harbor. This is the first year Nick Harbor put track to the side. He's fully locked in.
It's all in. Okay.
Yeah. Imagine a guy with his genetics, his speed.
Yeah.
He's fully locked in. That'd be a good time for LaNorris. One thing I always harped on is LaNorris needs a go-to wide receiver. I feel like that's what's missing for him. He needs a go-to wide receiver.
So, how was recruiting for how does South Carolina just as a program usually recruit? Is it like rough? Is it like, oh, we kind of get some guys, or is it like lots of 3 stars we develop and make them amazing? Like, how does that usually work for you all?
Well, the history of South Carolina, majority of our greatest players has been 3 stars.
Okay. I love a development 3-star. Okay. Sign me up.
Correct. Debo Samuel being one of them, So we're more so we like to establish in-state guys, especially with Shane Beamer as well. He has done a better job than our previous coach, Will Muschamp. Okay. But Shane Beamer is establishing that we need in-state recruits. The best athletes in state, they stay home. They stay home in South Carolina. Recently, we have whiffed on, which is very concerning. We have whiffed on 2 recruits that I felt confident that we was going to get, which was Carter Meadows. He ended up going to Michigan, and then also PJ Dean. He ended up going to Georgia yesterday. I mean, those 2 schools, they got. And you being a Texas Longhorn fan, I'm pretty sure you're very familiar. Y'all can flex some money. So I'm just hoping hey, can we hold $1 this way? Can we hold $1, please? That's all I'm asking.
You know what? I always say, no one's mad at Texas right now because usually we don't get a lot of early recruits. Everything's cool. But it's as soon as people start flipping to us in August, September, October, everyone's like, of course they have money. I'm like, here it comes. So I will say, though, everyone was like, everything's going to be better now because NIL and it's going to be more balanced. I'm like, people don't understand what it's like to have money, because that is not true. It doesn't get better for people that don't have money when people that have money get to do whatever they want. That's not how this is going to work. But, I'll just shut up and be quiet and let it play out. I don't see how this, anyway, we're not here to talk about that. So there's that. So what I'm hearing you say, defense, we'll pray about it. Mm-hmm. We're hoping some good things happen. We're hoping, right? And then, but offense, you're feeling really confident about offense, specifically offensive line. So I think that's, hey, if you're going to have anything, that's a good foundation to kind of build on. So that's good. What is one game on your schedule that you look forward to the most, and why?
Besides Clemson?
Well, yeah, we'll get to them here in a second.
All right. I think I'm looking forward to will be a good one. I want to say the Alabama game, homecoming. That's going to be homecoming. Yeah, the big dogs go straight at. Yeah. I think this will be a test to see where we at. This will be the test to see, the growth of LaNorris. If he can get his get back against them. We had to tough them. We had them on the ropes. I'll never forget being in that stadium. We had the stadium silent. Bryant Denny silent. Imagine that. I'm not all for more victories here. Trust me, I'm not. But it does matter. Listen, I will be honest with you.
I think when Texas turned around their program, we were 5-7 the first year. The next year, Alabama rolls in to Texas and we lose the game, on a field goal, right? That was the Bryce Young, Will Anderson, people were like, Texas doesn't stand a chance. Their offensive line is never going to hold. Their defensive line is average at best. And we went toe-to-toe with Alabama. We lost. Nobody will ever convince me that loss didn't turn us around for us to be we can compete. We can show up. That was a Nick Saban Alabama. And so I feel you. I hear you. I think Texas went through that as well. And then obviously we go to Tuscaloosa and beat them when, Nick Saban's last year. And I think it has. I think it turned your program around. So you are 100% right in saying, hey, I know we lost, but I think we got something from that. So I feel you, because I feel like the same way with Texas.
Right.
So I feel that. What game on your schedule feels like a trap game, or like a game where you're like, man, we should win this game, but I hate that it's right here. It's in a bad spot. It's at a bad time, or whatever it is. Maybe it's a away game or whatever. Everybody has different reasons for trap games.
I'm stuck between either Missouri or Ole Miss. Missouri, because we're playing them early in the year, very early. Yeah. I believe they're a third game, I want to say.
Okay.
Quote me if I please. I know it's very early in the year. Very early in the year. I think it's Missouri, then Kentucky. Either way, I mean, Kentucky always can be a trap game for us. They always play us tough. But Eli Drinkwitz, he has had our number even since he was at App State. So playing him early in the year, I do understand Missouri is not the same team. They're going to be a completely revamped team, but it's still Eli Drinkwitz, and it still is going to be in Missouri. So I don't know. I'm concerned about that, but I guess, I don't like it at all.
So Missouri is week 4.
Week 4.
So you're close. You were close. You know that you like that good old market research, live time research. Yeah.
I'm glad you fact checked me on that one.
I got you. Yeah, I know. Listen, I don't get people's names right. Everybody knows that by now. Everybody should know that by now. And so I'm like, the least I could do is fact check and let you know the actual week. So you're fine. So then let's get to it. If you win one game this year, one game this season, which rival game must it be?
Rival game?
Yeah.
Oh, man, it has to be. I mean, the quick answer has to be Clemson. I mean, I just, I pray for their downfall. Even when they glory years, 5 years ago or whatever, I just prayed on their downfall since. And matter of fact, kudos to y'all for knocking them out the playoffs. I thank y'all so much. It was awesome. A good hate watch. It was a good hate watch that day. Very good.
That's awesome. Watch. Yeah, because were you cheering for Texas or just not cheering for Clemson?
I was just not cheering for Clemson. I'm sorry. I can't cheer for another SEC team. I can't do that, but I would just listen. I am. You remember the old Chappelle Show skit? I am that player hater. I am going to wish nothing but bad for them and bad for them forever. That's
fine. I always laugh because like coming into the SEC, a lot of teams were like, "Oh, Texas, whatever." And then when we were the last team standing, I'm like, "So are you cheering for us or not?" And people are like, "Well, no, but." I'm like, okay.
Nah, I can't do that. We gonna hate what we just like all the other SEC teams here. Yeah,
Just gonna hate watch everything.
Yes.
All right, it's fine. So if you could add one current college football player to your team, who would it be and why? Any player, one guy from anybody's team to your team, who would that be?
Oh, easily. Jeremiah Smith. It's like what I mentioned earlier. LaNorris Sellers needs that go-to guy. If you can put LaNorris and Jeremiah Smith on the same squad, I promise it's gonna be double magic and wonders. So yeah, give me Jeremiah Smith on my squad, please.
I need to say that I strategically am asking this question on my own market research just to kind of see who people say. And so far I won't, so far it's been interesting. So I'll say that. I love that. And I think the other thing is too, I want to ask you is when, do you guys have any traditions? How every school has an opening tradition, an entrance tradition. Do you guys have any, traditions that you do?
Oh, you don't know?
Must not.
You must not know the power of sandstorm. We wave our towels and everything. That's our tradition.
Oh, you all do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then also we come out in 2001. Also, I mean, if you watch wrestling, Ric Flair's theme song, we come out in that as well. But yeah.
Okay. So the towel. Listen, I'm all about towels. I'm a Steelers fan. Okay. Wave those towels, whatever color it is. Wave it. And do you know how to properly wave the towel? Right. We grab it in the middle, and not on the outside. Anyways.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So for those of you towel wavers, do not grab the edges. Okay. It's a terrible wave. It will hurt your shoulder. Learn that the hard way. So you're welcome. And then what's one thing we should know about your team, heading into 2025? What is something that you think we should keep an eye out, that we should think about, that we should consider when it comes to South Carolina?
Don't sleep on this wide receiver room. Even outside of Nick Harbor, Nikara Jared Brown. You got a guy, Mazio Bennett. You got LaNorris Sellers' little brother. We got Brian Rowe. All the freshmen, don't be surprised if one of the freshmen stand out, and probably get a starting role. I would say that.
I love that. Are there any like coaching hot seat rumors or anything? Like, is it like?
Oh, absolutely not. Clayton White. I would say a couple years back, I want to say Clayton White. He was a bit on the bad side of all of us Gamecocks fans. That 2023 season, but it was like that season. I want to say the Kentucky game in 2023. The defense really turned it around. They schemed a little bit better. They attacked the quarterback a little bit better. And then last year, 2024, I feel like this defense was. I thought Clayton White almost coached his way to a head coaching job. Now I would be surprised. I would be surprised eventually he does.
Is this the son? God's like, keep going, girl. Keep going. You're doing great.
Yeah.
By the
He
way,
completely turned. Yeah.
This is my office, by the way. And this has never happened to me ever.
Hey, listen. It's
never. And and you know this because you know what time of the day we're recording. Like, this is like not my vibe. But I'm like, I got to make this happen. And all of a sudden, God's like, I see you. Don't worry. So I don't know how it looks on camera, but hey, I'm keeping it like divine intervention. I will take it.
Yes,
awesome.
ma'am.
And then I have one last question for you, and then I'll open it up for you to ask me anything. And I didn't prepare you for this, but I'm sure you're going to be able to answer it. What is it like being a South Carolina football fan? Like, what is it like to be a Gamecock fan? What does that mean? I think college football has traditions and rituals and passion and all of the things. For those of us that might not ever experience like going to a game or being a part of it or somebody might listen to this and be like, I'm leaving this fan base. I'm sick and tired of them. Like, and they want to join a different fan base. What is it like? Like, what is the experience, the good and the bad? Like, how does it feel to kind of be a Gamecock? Like, do people say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say being a fan, it has its days. During the years, after we had the glory days with Steve Spurrier, Steve Spurrier, he established very good confidence with us,
Okay.
It's just not only just, manhandling Clemson for, all those years. It's just the way his style of play was, and what he believed in. It's just, I hate the way he got, fizzled out at the end of his tenure at South Carolina. And then we made the daunting hire of Will Muschamp. And that's where the bad kicked in. I would say.
Hey, I know Will Muschamp. Okay.
Yeah. I feel like a good guy, maybe. But yeah, okay, I don't actually know him. Pretty sure he's a good guy or whatever. He's more so a bit of a coordinator. Head coach?
Yes.
No, absolutely.
I agree.
Never again.
I agree.
So during the Muschamp tenure, it's just I had to stop watching.
Okay.
It was that bad. Because I'm just thinking in my mind, I'm like, Spurrier would have never did this. Spurrier never would have done that. What is this? Why we can't get a quarterback? What are we doing here? We have Brian Edwards, Debo Samuel, Shi Smith, Hayden Hurst, and we can't do nothing with it. What are we doing here? And it's just during that time, like I didn't know we was in the other day. Somebody posted the old highlight game back in 2018, 2017, something like that. We in a bar fight with Louisiana Tech.
Not great.
I was like, I didn't even know we was in a bar fight with them because I wasn't watching at that time.
And you were kind of like, why would we be in a bar fight with them? Like,
yeah.
What are we doing?
I have experienced us. I remember this is after Spurrier left. We lost to the Citadel that year. Worst season. Yeah, it was the worst season ever. We lost to the Citadel at home. There were some lows. There were some lows here, but I feel like I saw a change. I saw a change once Shane Beamer, became my head coach. I was like, okay, he's the son of Frank Beamer. Okay, Charleston, South Carolina native. Okay, he's from the state of South Carolina, and he loves it. He was on the staff with Steve Spurrier, So he knows what the standard is like. He's been there with our highlights. He's been there with the highs, and I feel like he's bringing that back a little bit. I feel that.
Okay.
I feel that. And one thing with Shane Beamer is, and one thing we tell all people that may get aggravated with him or may say they done with Shane Beamer. But I was like, you're not going to find another coach that loves this university the way Shane Beamer does. You're just not going to find that. It's hard to find a coach that just, that wants to be here, that wants to see good in this university. Okay. So, I mean, and I guess you throw in, it helped me with patience. It helped me with patience, patience, confidence, and being a realist. Sometimes you got to be a realist. I know that we can't. I understand that we're not going to be in recruit. We're not going to win the recruiting battles with the Georgia, Michigan, Texas. We not a teams, schools with a brand. Schools with a brand, schools with past success. We just not. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be rare that we can, win the recruiting battles with them. But as South Carolina fans, you'll learn to be a realist. You'll learn to be understanding. And some of us don't have the best patience in the world. Sometimes there's some rowdy Gamecock fans.
That's how fans are. Yeah.
There's a rowdy side of us. So that's really all I can think.
I love it.
Yes, ma'am.
First of all, I love that. And I think one of the reasons why I like doing things like this and doing these series is because I think we often see these teams and we see these fans, but we just don't know a lot about them. And I think that I don't know why we don't talk more to fans about their teams, but here I am doing that, providing the space. So I'm excited about that. And also, did you notice the sun just was like, oh, you saw me? Okay, cool. Did you see that? I'm sitting here and I'm like, is this happening live?
The light just leaves back. The light just eased back down on us.
These are the things that happen in my life that I tell people, and they're like, what are you? And I'm like, no, seriously. And then, so anyways, we just witnessed it live. So that will be a moment I will not forget. And I needed that. I needed that ray of energy because I'm struggling. Okay. But that's okay. Yes, so first of all, I want to end this by saying, I appreciate you talking to me. You didn't know me from anybody. So I appreciate you talking to me about your team, giving us some perspective about your team because you have the perspective. You live this, you breathe this. This is your team. Whenever they play, it's you that's watching. It's you that knows the players. It's you that could probably name the entire offensive line right now if I asked you. So thank you for talking to me and speaking to me. It means the world to me. Also, all of your information will be in the comment or in the description section of this video. So if you're watching this, if you gotten to the end of this and you're like, where do I find this guy? Where is he? What is he doing? Where is he at? I will put everything in the description, Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it this week. And YouTube, anything you have, I will put it in the description box. So there's that. And then I like to end on my guest. So anything you want us to know about South Carolina, anything you want us to know about you, honestly, anything you want us to know, the floor is yours. And I will end it whenever you are done talking.
No, I feel like I talk everybody head off by South Carolina. I can literally turn this 30 minutes to a whole hour if I need be. But I have a question for you.
Okay.
So how confident are you with Arch Manning? QB1?
The Texas question. Yeah. So I'm pretty confident in Arch Manning. Now, let's level set. Do I think that Arch Manning is going to win the Heisman and be the best quarterback ever that played college football? No, I think that's very dramatic. No. Do I think Arch Manning is going to do enough for Texas to win football games? Absolutely. Because what a lot of people are not talking about, the strength of this Texas team is our defense. Correct. Arch Manning is the icing. And so if our defense does what our defense is supposed to do, which by all accounts it should, Arch just has to not turn the ball over, and not just keep those chains moving, right? And get in that end zone, right? That's all he has to do. It sounds like that's all he has to do. But I think that matters because, and everyone's saying the pressure, in my opinion, where I'm sitting, he doesn't have a lot of pressure this year because he knows the plan. The plan has always been for him to play 2 years, be the starter for 2 years, get into his groove, figure it out, and then go to the NFL. Well, this is year one. So what is the pressure? There's no pressure. He's a freaking Manning, for crying out loud. What kind of pressure are we talking about, people? That's not pressure. I'm sorry. Much. Yeah. He's not playing football to feed his family. He's playing football because it's fun. And so the pressure, oh my God, and he's got to go on the road. And I'm like, this is football. That's what he does. And so Am I like buying stock on Arch Manning winning the Heisman? No. Am I buying stock on Texas being really good this year? Absolutely. And it's not because of Arch Manning. It's actually because of that defense. If Arch Manning is half as good as people think he's going to be, we will be just fine. Like, just fine. So that's how I feel. I mean, he's going to do things that are going to be ridiculous. It's going to look ridiculous. That's going to be dumb. And then he's going to do things that are going to look amazing, fantastic, brilliant, impressive, all the things. I'm hanging my hat, though, on that defense. So, so whatever he brings to the table, obviously, I'm accepting it. I'm here for the highs and lows. Listen, Texas was bad for 15 years. Okay, 10 years, whatever it was. So whatever Arch is doing, I'm there. Like, sign me up. I don't even care at this point. I'm like, it can't. Listen, I've been through the valleys. So those are my thoughts. Do I think he's going to win the Heisman this year? No. Do I think he's going to be the best quarterback in 2025 season? No. Do I think he's going? No, and no. But I think he'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think he'll be just fine. So that's how I feel.
Enough to get you by.
Yeah. Now next year, that's different.
Well,
next year, I'm going all in. Like next year, I'm like, we're winning the Natty. That's the goal.
I got you. And that's if he say, that's if he decides like, hey, I don't think I'm ready for NFL yet, and I decide to stay. Let's do this one more year.
Yeah.
That's the same we can say with LaNorris too. A lot of people got him jumping it. What if he's not ready yet? He can stay one more year. Yeah.
Yeah. And I always say too, like the thing with Arch Manning, the plan has always been for him to be a starter for 2 years. That's always been the plan. That's why he stayed. That's why he's here. This is his time. He doesn't need the NFL like a lot of guys will, because let's be honest, they're going to make a way for Arch to be in the NFL. They will find a way for him to be there. Now, if we win the Natty this year and the SEC this year, and there's like nothing really for him to prove, that's a different story. I just don't know if we're there. I just think this is going to be, I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a great year. I'm just not here to say like Texas is going to the Natty. I'm not that type of fan. I'm like, let me see it, bro. Give me like 7 solid weeks of play and then go to Georgia and beat them. And listen, I will be the first person to be like, we're going to the Natty.
Yeah. That'll be a statement. That'll be a statement game there, because we're the last team to beat Georgia and Athens.
Since 2019, I believe, is the year. So trust me, like as a fan, it is circled. As a competitor, it is circled. I know what this means to this program. It is circled. And Georgia bullied us the first time we played them. Second time we played them, our kicker forgot to show up that day. And, whatever, our receivers forgot to catch the ball. So there's that. So it's like, what are we going to do, Texas? Like, are you going to back down from the bully? And by the way, bully in football is respect. Like, I love the way they play football. There's no disrespect to that. I want Texas to take some of it I want them to take it, and they have to want to do that. And I'm sure they do. We'll let them, we'll leave that where it's at. So so that's where I'm at with my team. I'm practical. I'm realistic. If you show me though, my expectation should be Natty. That will be my expectation. But right now I'm just like, get in here. You have Ohio State, work your, do your thing, and let's enjoy this. It's supposed to be fun, fans. It's supposed to be fun. So don't forget, it's supposed to be fun. So I'm here for the fun. So that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Yes, I just glad this is your episode about South Carolina. Here I am talking about Texas.
No, I just love to hear from your perspective. I mean, I just have yet to, y'all are 1 year into the SEC, so I just, got to get, get familiar with y'all. You and y'all are Oklahoma. So
we are. So in the Big 12, Oklahoma really dominated the Big 12. Texas, Oklahoma just did. And I think what has happened is since Sark has come in, we have started to build our team differently. Yeah. And like we have this thing here at Texas where we're like, we want big humans. We're going after big humans. And now if you see like when people, it's like Georgia, Texas, Alabama, Michigan. And I'm like, oh, is that who we are now? So we are also in a little bit of an identity shift as fans, the logical ones of us, some of us, you know how it goes. So we're in a shift as fans too of raising our own expectations, because we now know we also have to compete with the likes of the SEC. So what you'll see with us is like some of us are calm and some of us are like, we're going to get him for real. And then some of us are like, he committed to us for real, and that's how we are. I know a lot of people are like, we're spoiled, privileged, rich, and all those things. Well, yes, our university is that. But as fans, we're not there yet because we're like, we haven't been that great. So anyway, so Sark has really, like I said, that Alabama game, Sark coming in, he's really flipped that. We're getting guys drafted now. Like people want guys off of our defensive line. Like I never thought that was going to happen. So we're new too. Like we're new wave of fans, and we're like, okay, let's go SEC. Woo!
Yeah.
So that's where we are.
And welcome aboard again. Welcome aboard. And I so the Big 12, and this is the last thing I want to say is the Big 12. I don't know what it is. It's just I never had a fond Big 12. I'm all about defense. And Big 12 is not very known. Yeah, it's no defense in the Big 12. So that's the only thing I was concerned. I mean, if anything from the Big 12, I'll say I guess Texas and Oklahoma because of their names. I mean, I think they'll do well in the SEC. So. And so far, so good. I know you don't really care for them so much, but hopefully, and I don't care for Brent Venables either. Because trust me, he wreaked havoc on my Gamecocks for years when he was in Pickens County University. But hopefully, I think a lot of people are too harsh on Oklahoma. I think Brent Venables can probably turn them around eventually. I feel like so.
I will be honest. I'm a rare Texas fan. I don't feel the need to bash Oklahoma every time I get on a microphone. I have no issues with them. And I'm also one of those fans that feels like when your rival is good, it only makes you better because A, you want to beat them. B, you play them. So if you play them and they're good and you win, that's better. But also if you play them and you lose, that's also okay. Because it's like they're good, Yeah. And I'm on the boat like Oklahoma, please figure this out. Like don't beat us, obviously, but like figure this out, like do something.
Right.
So that's kind of how I feel about that. But yeah, I agree. It'll be interesting. I'm happy to be in the SEC. I love the SEC privilege. I almost kind of love that people hate Texas in the SEC just because it adds to the flair. And as soon as everybody gets a chance, though, they want to come to Austin and see that stadium. So I'm like, how much do you really hate us?
I mean, hopefully they lined it up next year for us. I'm excited. I'd love to play. I'd love to play soccer. I'd love to play Texas next year, and hopefully get our old rivals. Tennessee, Georgia, and Florida again. So hopefully we can see y'all.
Is that who? Tennessee, Georgia, and Florida? Those are the three.
No. Yeah, before y'all joined, those are three we played every year. But we switched around now, so we're playing Oklahoma again this year. Next year, I have no clue what they're going to.
Yeah, nobody does.
But so hopefully, we'll be something a little different. We do a switch up and play Tennessee, not Tennessee, Tennessee, Texas. The other UT Junior, I called them UT Junior, Tennessee.
Yeah, it's what's funny is I like being called Tex. Like Tennessee was like, we're the real UT. I'm like, you guys can have that. I like being called Tex. It's different. And it's like, we are here. Like, we are representing the state of Texas. Like, forget Texas A&M. Screw them. Nobody cares about them. Like, we're here. So anyways, I could go on and on about this, but I appreciate you. Thank you so much for recording with me, showing up, and all those things. You're amazing. And who knows? Maybe we'll talk again in the future if you want to have me on you all's podcast. I don't know what you all talk about that much, but maybe you want to. My opinion. I don't know.
Same thing. And we talk about everything. NBA. We even talked about WWE one time. We talked about the NFL, college football. Yeah, we talk about those mainly the main three things. So yeah, absolutely.
I love that. Awesome. Well, thanks for being here.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.